Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree. Iyer. Joining me today is General Ravi Shankar after a hiatus of a week, and we're going to be talking about a very important topic that perhaps has gone under the radar because of Prime Minister Modi's trips to Europe and the United States. Now, let's talk about what is happening in Manipur and what is the impact of what is happening in Bangladesh or going to happen in Bangladesh. Let's welcome General Ravi Shankar. General Ravi Shankar, namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel, sir. How are you?
Namaskar and thanks a lot, Sree ji. It's been a long time. We've not had hangout together, and I'm glad that we've chosen Manipur, and Manipur is closer to our heart than America and Trump, to be very honest. And something has happened in Manipur, which Manipur has been probably beset with a lot of violence and uncertainty and things like that for the past couple of years. And in the words of Mohan Bhagwatji of RSS, he said, I remember him telling sometime earlier last year, he says, Manipur trahi trahi machra hai. And I think finally we are seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. Right? And so it's in a bad shape. So I think, president's rule has been imposed. And the question is, what next? What will change with the president's rule? A lot will change. The entire outlook will change, right? And I would put it this way: when you do a thing like this, you have to go back to the basics and see, look, what is the whole problem about? Because what has happened in the past 2 years is this problem has been distorted. Go back to the time, when this that magistrate or that chief high court judge gave out that ruling on land. That's when the whole thing started. The whole thing was contrived. I mean, including the judge. I suspect the judge also gave the judgment. Things would have been done better. Then everything got inflamed. Then the religion came into it. And then politics came into it. This is all completely misguided political agenda. There was no problem of religion. There was no problem of ethnicity. Manipur, before the ruling, had attained some sense of stability where people were living with each other. They had problems. These problems are not new. They were always there. But they got compounded by that thing and then inflamed. And then, the chief minister, Mr. Biren Singh, he kept playing politics. I think he kept fooling the center. And the center fell for it and took all the wrong decisions. Or if there's another game, I don't know, but this is it. Just about a month or two after the problem started in Manipur, I remember I was doing a show with Mr. Sanjay Dixit on Jaipur Dialogues. So he asked me, look, what is the answer? I said, bhai, vikalp to bada bahut hai. Chief Minister change kar do. Get the president's rule in. Get a governor who's strong, right? And give more powers to the armed forces. All those things I said then. But everyone deterred for reasons which we don't know. And then we saw all kinds of nonsense happening. Ladies being paraded naked, people being killed, all kinds of militias being raised, arms being looted. This arms looting was a planned affair. It was not an unplanned affair. It's not gone anywhere. It's there in Manipur. And it's there with some of these militant gangs which have been raised, all for politics. It's taken 2 years. In the meantime, Myanmar, which was in a bad shape, has gone even worse. The drug scene has gone worse there. The Bangladesh has toppled itself. And we started talking of some vague theory called a Christian nation coming up with the deep state. All that. all theories, conspiracy theories. A simple thing we've brought to this level. And I think finally, my way of looking at it, the center has realized this much and no more. So they've gone back to the drawing board. In fact, the moment Mr. Biren Singh gave up his resignation, given his resignation, I was very clear that president's rule is the only answer. And if you see this whole repair story started, this Mr. Balla being posted there as the governor and General VK Singh in Mizoram. Okay. And so that the whole thing can come in under control. So let's start again to understand the story and understand how do you get back to normalcy. Because it's not only a matter of ethnic problems between Kukis and Nagas. Manipur is a sensitive state. Mizoram is a sensitive state. There are international repercussions. There are repercussions of national sovereignty and integrity of India at stake. Just building a border fence won't solve the problem. The people have to be with the government and at the center and at the state to ensure the sovereignty and security of the nation. That we were losing. That's why I think both this president's rule is good in Manipur. So I'll start with this map. Sachin, if I could have this map up, please. Yeah. Can I have the map? Yeah. See, this is the area of Northeast India. There are no states there. Of course, the capitals and all are there. We have to understand the tribal construct and things like that. And what's the current state? Okay. Look at this. This is the spread of, in the north, that blob is Nagas, south is Kuki, Chen, Zor tribes. Now, the Nagas are spread from northern half of Manipur, complete Nagaland. They go into Tirap and Changlang districts of Arunachal Pradesh. They also spill over into Assam, especially across Dimapur and into central Assam or South Assam, as they call it. Dima Hasao district. Earlier, it used to be called North Kachar Hills. In fact, I spent a lot of time there. Okay. And then in the south, you have the Kuki, Zo and Jin tribes. They expand the southern half of Manipur and the hill districts of Manipur. Both Nagas and Kukis are hill tribes. And the Kukis and Chin, they occupy almost complete Mizoram. The thing is, equal amount of Nagas and Kukis are across the border. Or Zo and Chin tribe, Kuki, Zo, Chin are across the border. And these people don't recognize the border because tribal loyalties are paramount. So, this thing you can never wish away because that's the reality. Now, added to this, if this was one issue, then you had in the recent past Myanmar and Bangladesh going up in flames. We know Bangladesh is now completely anti-Indian. There's a major problem out there, and it's not going to resolve itself. And we also know Myanmar. Myanmar is not only a matter of Arakan army, this army, all those third-rate armies working around. It is also a matter of drugs. It's also a matter of China. The PLA has paid all the local armies. They also paid the Tatmadaw to ensure that their projects are not touched and that their work might be stopped, but they are there. Their presence is there. You can't wish it away. And they are now into also running the drug story. They would be dipping their hands. That's PLA culture. If that is the case, that's coming into you also. So this is the status today. And in this, you have, in the middle, Metis. Most populous people, 50% of almost 50% of Mizoram in less than 30% or 20% of the territory or 10%, whatever it is. They are in that Manipur Valley. All kinds of issues are there. How do you reverse this from here? Virtually, you go down to south of Manipur, central Manipur, and the northern Manipur are three zones where each tribe doesn't allow the other to go in, or each ethnicity doesn't allow the other to go in. Metis are not a tribe. Kukis and Nagas are a tribe. They're as part of the constitution, they've been declared as tribes. Now, so this is where this situation is. Land is an issue. Okay, can we take this map off, please? Yeah. So this is the issue, but there are certain factors which we have to go back and don't question this. We shouldn't question this. If you question this, there will be a problem. First, cookies are permanent to India and Manipur. You cannot wish them away. They've been there for centuries. You say, no, in the year of the Christ, that fellow was somewhere else and he came and he's a Christian and all. You talk what you want. They've got the roots there. You can't wish them away. Metis have genuine concern of land problem. Their rights are being, curtailed. There's pressure of land. The state has land laws which are against the Metis, and they are the majority. Okay. We know that Myanmar will remain destabilized. It's not going to be normal. It's never been normal. With Chinese influence growing, these are the acts which we can never wish away now. And that's what I'm sure the governor of Manipur and the governor and the chief minister of Mizoram would be thinking. Bangladesh and Pak ISI will interfere to make the situation bad. Drugs are a reality. Narco money is flowing freely. This small thing of poppy shoppy and all, we should cultivation, this blame game, all this nonsense needs to stop. And we know that the political, cultural, and ethnic atmosphere is completely vitiated. And I may look at it, Biren Singh's outside is an opportunity. I mean, it's a great opportunity today to reverse the situation. Okay? Now, the first thing from here, inaction is no option. You have to act. You have to create opportunities for people in their areas of excellence. What is a short-term remedy? Douse the fire. What is a long-term plan? Make the state look outward. So from here, we need to have a plan. How do you douse the fire? You hold intertribal meets, peace and reconciliation meets, ask for put back onto the entire state. Let one force handle the state with this Manipur rifles or whatever that nonsense force is, with the state force as secondary to the central force. You can't have one force operating in one part of the state and another force operating in another part of the state. Ludicrous. This is dilution of your own way of doing things. I don't know how the center fell in this trap. Or whoever the central interlocutors were so far, I think they also need to be sacked with Biren Singh. I've never in my life seen this kind of a situation in Manipur, where one force was liked by others, other forces not liked by others. People are demanding one force should be there, not there. Yeah, please. You have a question. I can't hear you. You're muted.
General Ravi Shankar, sorry to interrupt. Viewers, we have not got the notification for this one also. We're having this problem today, sir. I don't know why. Small request to all of you to please like this video. We have very small crowd. We should be having 10 times this crowd. Of course, Ganashot has, I don't know if Ganashot's viewers got notification or not. Certainly, I think the P Guru's viewers have not got notification. Just please like this video. General Ravi Shankar has spent a lot of time trying to put together these realities, and this is not going to be pro this or pro that. This is pro data, pro truth. Over to you, sir.
That's it. Thanks. Right. So, like I was saying, you need to do whatever reconciliation committee, peace meetings with the woman or the Northeast has a thing of ladies in the forefront of their organizations. You can't have a thing, put one force. You can't have two forces in the same state, one against the other. That's how they've been operating. I mean, that has to be just all that nonsense has to be just taken out, right? And okay, now let me look at what are the aspirations, because this aspirations of people and the problems and what is the need of the hour. One has to be clear. What is the aspiration? Everyone wants a separate state. Cookies want a separate state or a autonomous territory. The Metis want something separate where everyone else is out. Nagas want something part of Nagaland. If you go into that, I mean, you'll just cut that state up. No one wants to live with the other. This is the aspiration which has been. Look, this problem was resident in the people 10 years back, 8 years back, but not this way. This aspiration is a false aspiration, is a contrived aspiration. This needs to be wound back. Everyone wants to dominate the other thing. That should be part of me. I am the boss here. And everyone wants land. Because land reforms have never been carried out. So these are the aspirations. What are the problems? Lack of trust. No one trusts the other. As it is in this area, no one trusted the other. The Metis don't trust the Cookies don't trust the Nagas don't trust the Metis. And there are other tribes who don't trust each other. Lack of fundamental progress. There's no progress in this state. Everyone whom I met, a lot of people I meet outside from this state, I talk to them. They're very nice people outside the state. In the state, I don't know what happens to them. They all become devils. Their whole story changes. I think when they go back to Manipur, they grow two horns. And something happens. And you ask them, I interact with a lot of people. I interact with a lot of these people, all Nagas or Cookies or all these people from the Northeast. I ask, are you happy here? So very happy. So when are you going to go back home? Never. Can you imagine? This is the kind of a state we have developed where a person who's capable of earning his own livelihood goes out, earns his livelihood and doesn't want to go back. I mean, this is strange. All of us go out, earn money, go back. I went 40 years, I kept loafing all around India, went all around the world. But when it came to retirement, it was my home. I had to go back to my grassroots. He doesn't want to go back. And people there don't have jobs, so there's no progress. Drugs and arms are openly available. Everyone carries. I mean, the way I look at it, I remember this is something which I'm telling you. When I was commanding a brigade in this area and hardcore insurgency was on, the orders were simple. Anyone carrying a weapon and a uniform who's identified as not a policeman or a paramilitary or a central military force, police force, or an army jawan, drop him dead. Finish. Here you have armies loafing around in uniforms. It is draconian. But this is what brought peace to Manipur. And this, I'm telling you, was order in South Assam. And sure, because it was applicable to Manipur also, South Assam. So when I went there, people were reluctant to enforce this order once, these things get diluted. So I said, nothing doing, start this. And before doing this, I told everyone, I said, I find anyone in this area with a weapon or in a uniform who's not supposed to be there with it. As per orders, these are government orders, mind you. They're not my personal orders. Okay. The corps commander used to ask me daily, I hope you're following this order. I said, look, this is an order given by the army. I've instructed my men. Shoot first, talk later. Draconian. But it had its effect. You know why? It was a Trump effect. Not a single guy thereafter I saw in uniform or uh, with a weapon in public. Yeah, these groups used to operate. That's a different story in all that. But gone was that, bravado, loafing around here with a weapon, hung photos, yeah, were finished. And I didn't fire a shot. Nothing happened, but I passed the order. Much like Trump tariffs. Very effective. Okay. Then, the thing is here, people want to take the easier route. They want everything without working. They are politically and ethnically divided. We know that. The tribal loyalties are greater. All these are fundamentals. I'm talking about fundamentals. And these fundamentals have to be reversed back to their normals. Okay. That every tribe there or a sub-tribe there has a militant organization. Disband it. Get them out. This sue, poo, and all this suspension of it means very little today. You can get all those things back once you douse the fire and get peace, where people can do their normal thing. All those trenches are filled, where the internally displaced people are enabled to go back home without hate. Enable or stop this illegal tax collection, where every militant organization collects tax. Today it must be rampant. Right? There's another aspect. There's a need of the hour. Need of the hour is these tribal leaders, these ethnic leaders, these political leaders, all of them had to sit and they need to learn how to give and take. If Mr. Xi Jinping and Mr. Modi can sit and give and take in Kazan, why can't these chaps do? See, after all, China and India, we know they're adversaries, enemies, whatever you call it. We're not the best of friends, we're the worst of friends. But we've banned apps, we've done all that, but yet we trade with them. Yet at Kazan last year, our Prime Minister and Xi Jinping sat and said, okay, let's work towards some peace. If they can do, why can't these people do? Now that the political equation will change, all these MPs, make them wear white peace caps and go wear the Indian flag wherever they have to go and talk peace if they can't talk peace, give them a cardboard and say, let's have peace. I mean, I'm taking very, very out of the box, funny solutions. Convene dialogue without conditions. Let's talk without conditions. No conditions, no outcomes. Let's talk. Let's have a drink, whatever. I still remember there was this army Jawan under me who had misbehaved with a girl locally in that area. So everyone was up in the arms. And this army unit were actually shattered. They also didn't expect it. It was a new army unit there. So the commanding officer rang me up. He said, sir, I'm in a situation. The entire village is around me. They've got 2-3 other villages. And it's in a bad. So I went there. So I started talking to 3-4 of these headmen. Look, I was a brigadier. I need not have gone there. But I went. Oh, headman, what's his status? But he's got a status of a headman. It's not his economic status. or his educational status. He was definitely not a PhD from Cambridge or San Francisco. Right? Yeah, simple guy who probably doesn't know how to earn his living next day. But he's a headman. Give him respect. Talk to him. I said, let's talk. Forget about what has happened. Yeah, all that is later days. We understand there's an incident which has happened. We're not saying who's to blame, who's not to blame, all that. That's cool. So I got hold of them, gave them tea, started talking to them. For 3 days, I kept talking to these people. The fourth day, we outlined a plan how to get peace, yeah, and then we had a feast. Feast is a normal thing there. So I went and ate with them. Despite the fact that I am a pure vegetarian and they are pure non-vegetarians. We funded the feast, of course, the army. So you have to do things which are, don't expect outcomes. Just talk. Okay. When I said all this earlier, people laughed at me. But 2 years later, I have the same solution. I have no other new solution to give. Because it's these solutions which work. Okay. You need to approach this whole thing, especially the leaders, with an open mind and a bipartisan mind. Peace reconciliation meetings. Armed groups must be banned, especially this Aramboy Tengal and Methi Lipun and mirror organizations of cookies which have come up in the recent past. See, let's be very clear. It is not Methi, it is not cookies. Both are at fault. And the Nagas are making hay. All three of them have to this thing. You need to get the looted weapons back. They're there. The politicians know it. They're not gone anywhere. You need to reduce, how do you get people back to their houses? Displaced people. Is there a plan for it? Start thinking of it. Right. Side by side, start developing, inducing employment. How do you keep people employed? A 18, 19, 20, 25-year-old young boy or girl without employment, what will he or she do? He will straight away take up this nonsense. Get them going, get them working. If early in the morning I don't go out to work and I know that I can take a gun out and go and shoot a chap or do something or take drugs and sell drugs, and that's the easy way of life. It's a thing which starts from home. This is neither Hindu nor Christian nor Muslim or not anything. This is fundamental, house civics, house values. Start getting back to it. When you talk to these political leaders of each tribe, they know it. They know this. It is not as if they don't know. They know exactly why they're in that trap. Then, of course, that border area, increased patrolling. It's beyond, I'm telling you, it's beyond the lane of the army or the BSF or whoever you put there to border that area. So, use locals to do it. Take local assistance. We talk of private-public partnership in industry on all tax collection on highways and all that. Why don't you do it here? Out of the box, PPP. How can you use PPP to get peace? Peace through partnership, private-public partnership, and get peace. You add another P to it. Okay, so then there's a major issue which one needs to understand. Manipur is not the only state. I repeat, Manipur is not the only state which has tribes. There are others. Kashmir is there. In fact, there are tribes all over India. There are tribes in Assam next door. Of course, Manipur is one tribe state. You can manage it. You go to Meghalaya, there are tribes. You go to Andhra Pradesh, there are tribes. You go to Telangana, there are tribes. How are they being managed? How are they being handled? The root cause is there. I mean, people have never thought of this. There is something called fifth and sixth schedule of the Constitution. I don't know if any one of you who are listening to this ever heard of this. The fifth and the sixth schedule of the Constitution, it's a constitutional schedule. It's as good as a constitution. It gives rights to these tribes. Can we get the slide up, please? I've got a slide showing this. Yeah, thank you. So the fifth and the sixth schedule of the Constitution, it caters for establishment of autonomous district councils. Where the sixth schedule, we're now talking of the sixth schedule, basically for the Northeast, in Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, and Assam. Just think, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, and Assam, not Manipur. Now, these autonomous district councils, they safeguard and maintain tribal culture. And they have the power to make laws. And there are elections to this. This actually, if you see, this is a state within a state concept. I mean, many people wouldn't understand it. If you have to go, if you live there, you'll know what is a state within a state concept. The autonomous district council has councillors. They normally hold elections along with one of the other elections. The chairman of the council is like a mini chief minister. He has his own budget. He gets funds from the state. He gets some funds from the center. And there are special, as per this, there are special reservations for people in this area, and there are special, facilities which are given, and there are special ownership laws. You can't encroach into a tribal area. I mean, these are safeguards given to these people. A lot of them have been diluted by other nefarious activities, but there is a law. We talk of rule of law. Get that rule of law back. So this is the sixth schedule. Okay. Of course, like I said here, allotment of land, use of water, inheritance of property, all this is by tribal laws. And who's the man who dispenses tribal law? It is that Gaon Buddha, that village headman. He's got the responsibility of running the law. And his law is final in his village. I mean, just think, you want to build a road there, you want to build make a railway track there, you deal with that Gaon Buddha. You don't deal with individual people. And money is given to that village. What happens thereafter is a different story. I can tell you that. But the fact is, he's the authority. This is encompassed in the sixth schedule of our constitution. Now, what is the fifth schedule of the constitution? The fifth schedule of the Indian constitution, it deals with scheduled and tribal areas in 10 Indian states, that is Himachal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Telangana, Rajasthan, and Maharashtra. Later on, Kashmir is also added. Kargil. Kargil also has autonomous district councils. Now, the way the tribals get their entitlement, or say their protection, or whatever you call it, in this fifth schedule is different from the sixth schedule. But you see, the missing state in this is Manipur. And that's the funny part. Okay? It's not as if people didn't know. There is a Manipur District Council, as the Hill Areas District Council, Third Amendment Act of 2008. In 2008, it was enacted, and 6 autonomous district councils came into being. And they provide for devolution of powers. And the state government has 26 subjects are there under which, the devolution of powers has taken place. But actually on ground, not much has happened. Here I've written, devolution has not taken place in more than half of the state. It's not happened at all. And now though it's gone, none of these district councils function. There's always been a demand for including of Manipur, especially the hill areas under the sixth schedule. But then this has gone up and down for the past 35 years. Yeah, please take it off. Okay. Why? Why is this fifth or sixth schedule not brought into Manipur? Because of Meiteis. Why Meiteis? Not their fault. It is a simple fact that they're not tribes. They're simply not tribes. Okay. They're Hindus, forward class Hindus. But they've also been included with some part of scheduled category, scheduled class, and all that. All that. Whatever has happened. So you have a system where you have had a nebulous system which never worked. You want the state to become normal, get this back on track. See, what I've said earlier is a short term peace reconciliation talks, no talks without preconditions, just talk, lay down arms, get IDPs back. All that is short term. Long term, appoint a commission with time. Okay, because this is not new. This has been there ever since our independence. This problem has been floating around. This act passed by Manipur government in 2008 still holds. So appoint a commission or under the governor with all the tribal leaders. Everything have a something like what happens in Afghanistan. Have a jirga and get them to come to a solution. Give and take. Metis need land. Give it to them. Right? Otherwise, where will they go? And put restrictions on land use, land reforms. Do something. You have to do something. And now you have, MPs are from Congress, MLAs are from largely BJP and its allies. So you have a absolutely mix and match kind of a politics there. Best time to do all this. Resolve it. I don't know what's happened to that MP, UNAM. He kept shouting till he got elected. After that, he came up with some wacky ideas. After that, he disappeared. So you have to get all these chaps back, make them sit and talk. Same thing needs to happen in Mizoram. Certain other things have to happen. Border Mizoram. After all, if you look at it, yeah. Can I have this map up again? You look at it down below. Mizoram. Mizoram has a border with Bangladesh and Myanmar. So you just have to start doing things at that border. Whatever problem we're going to have in Bangladesh is going to spill over here. Yeah, thank you. Then we need to do anti-drug measures. We know the drug economy of Myanmar. So start, taking action against that. If needed, go do cross-border operations. Anyway, that jungle, no one bothers. Who's doing what, no one knows. And there's no authority. You can't keep sitting on your own side of the border and say, no. When they come, I'll do things and I'll build a border and start being proactive against drugs. You cut the drug money, things will happen. But when you cut the drug money, the alternate livelihood, everything has, the social schemes have to kick in. That area is very good for fruits. Look, wherever poppies grow, you get oranges. This is a simple rule of the thumb. Where you can grow a poppy, you can grow an orange well. So do something different. You have to think completely out of the box solution. One good thing amongst people out there, of course, everyone wants more money, is people have low ambitions there. They don't want to amass money for the next 2 centuries. No, that ambition, they're good people. Whether it's a cookie or a mighty, they're good people. all misled. Definitely, these militant groups need to be de-armed and handled and all that. So cross border, then all those militant groups or these Arakan army types across. It's not only Arakan army. There are so many other armies. Start dealing with them. Start talking to them. Start talking to Myanmar Tatmadaw. If you think that you by sitting on our side of the fence and hope nothing will happen, everything will happen. Like I told you, the people from this side of the fence are there on the other side of the fence. Relatives are there. People move around up and down. So you have to, and they have feelings for each other. They're part of the same tribe. They call themselves a nation. When we understand this word of a nation, we mistake it. When you say cookie nation, it's not a nation in the sense of India or USA is a nation. That's a nation state. This is a cultural nation based on tribe, ethnic, city, and all that. So you have to understand these things. And then, of course, what's happening in Bangladesh? Horrible. I mean, there's a lot we can do in Bangladesh. And I'm sure we are doing, and the whole thing has started. In fact, we've been talking of it, and today only Mr. Trump has said, he said, let Mr. Modi handle it. And that story, is being twisted around in Bangladesh as if Trump has given a cold shoulder to Mr. Modi. But that I'll sort out. We'll sort it out tomorrow, day after, in the next, podcast. Because Bangladeshis today loaf around with a warped mind, or the guys who are at least running the show out there. I'm sure there are a lot of good Bangladeshis. Those people who, after all, there are a lot of the silent majority is still good. I have that faith in Bangladesh. But it's the voluble and radicalized elite today. I call them the elite, the ruling elite. They are the guys with wild minds. We need to do something about that. That we'll do. So these are the things, issues. The opportunity is now. If the government doesn't act, now it's no more the state government, it's the central government. If the government doesn't act with a clarity of thought and a simplicity of approach, you need clarity of thought and simplicity of approach. Stop thinking of this Hindu, Muslim, Christian, all that nonsense. That won't work. That never worked in that area. What has worked in that area is fundamental humanity. Get that back. A lot of people must be thinking, oh, this fellow is talking all nonsense. He doesn't know. Because you have to let go. If you don't let go of your devils, those devils will always be there. And devils are meant for what? To spoiling the situation. And that's what has happened. Lose talk. Right? So this is what I've had to say. And I'm more than happy to take on questions. And Sree, any issues from your side also? We can discuss anything you feel we should do, not do, or anything. We'll do, and then we'll take on questions.
General Ravi Shankar, I thought that in 10 years, the Modi administration made a genuine effort to reach out to Northeast. It was not look east, it was act east. And in fact, now from Tripura, you can go by broad gauge to New Delhi. Never happened before. So they have done a fair amount of infrastructure laying. But how is the population going to be able to use that? That is a, you put down the road, but then how do you use it? Right now, the roads are being used to toll gates. This community has control here. They collect the toll for you, getting you through. Touch upon this, General Ravi Shankar. How does this start? Okay. You have the road now.
Let's put this. No, let's put this map. I'll explain to you.
Yes.
Get this map up, please. Now that you got it, we'll get this. Look at this. From Silchar to Imphal, and from Dimapur to Imphal. These are the only two roads which come into the state from the rest of India. Of course, one road goes towards a place called More. More is somewhere here. This is More. That
Right.
goes right. So we'll not these two roads. These two roads are the arteries. Keep these roads open, and life will start becoming normal. So the way to do that is to somehow get the railway in. Now, railways are a great healer in the Indian culture. Now, today the railway has come up to this place called Jiribam here, and this is where people were attacked, all that. Little beyond Jiribam, it has gone. When I was there, it had gone. The last railway track was in Jiribam. Every day, one engine with two bogies used to come and go back, and they used to carry our supplies because at Jiribam I had some forces too in that railway station. No, no, but you start moving. Today, there are trains going there. To take this train from Silchar to Imphal, even if it takes a little more time, if you can take a train into Kashmir, you should take a train here. Simple. Kashmir, after all, we've got the highest bridge and the longest tunnel, and all that we've done and connected Jammu with Srinagar, isn't it? And the railway is about to get opened. I see our railway minister putting out videos of test runs at high speed and all that. So do this faster. Second, the roads, both these roads, converted into national highway status, and clear the roads of village control. Whatever it takes, like any other place, there's a national highway. It bypasses all villages and goes. Take it through that and make it barricaded so that no one enters these roads. And entry and exit from this road should be checked. Look, this might be a very draconian measure, what I'm suggesting. But keep the arteries open. You see, if you have a clogged artery, you'll have a heart attack. As simple. All of us. So what happens when you have a clogged artery? What does that cardiologist do? He puts a catheter, takes it, and he dilates your artery. Then, or he puts a bypass, isn't it? One of those. So create those bypasses. The moment you do this, then economy will start getting kicked in. This is not a story I'm telling you which is new. I've seen it happen. If you can allow a normal guy to go and sell his vegetables or trade and things like that, he'll build his own economy because he's got work to do. And be ruthless. Your law and order enforcement has to be ruthless. And I've also seen one more thing. Please take it off. This slide we don't need. And one more thing I've seen. It is not as if the local police are bad or no. I've had some very good experiences with the local police. They were very friendly with me. Very loyal boys. And they used to enjoy working with the army. I used to ask them, what is it? He says, sir, when we work with you, we are very clear as to what we need to do. You say you do this, we do this, and we are happy. You come back, we give we get food to eat, we are taken care of, everything. All that is not there when we work on our own. We are under so many pressures, political pressure, local pressure, this pressure, that pressure, and then no one allows us to work. We know what's happening, but we can't do anything. And that is something which you have to resolve. Am I talking of something utopian? Maybe. But if you don't have utopian ideals in this kind of a situation, you'll never retrieve the situation. Many times you need to have saintly ideas to create a saintly atmosphere also. Though that saint might be ruthless. After all, our scriptures and all, you have a lot of discipline in our scriptures. It's not easy to become, a pandit in whichever language you want. You have to learn. You have to do hard work. You can't go into a temple just because you're a Hindu. You can't loaf around in a temple like a vagabond. There are methods. When you go across that threshold, you have to clean your legs. You are in some temples, you have to take your shirt off. There is discipline. Okay, you have to bend before the deity. You have to go stand. Someone will put tilak on your head. There's a order. If I put it in English, it's called rule of law, or international term, rule of law. Enforce that rule of law, and then things will start happening. And this I've seen work there. People also want peace. Get that feeling out. See, the point is today people want their rights. For their rights, they have given up their peace. We have to turn that thinking so that people get their peace and say rights will always get. That is something which people have to understand. Yeah. I hope I've elaborated this question of yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, you did. And I mean, you were ready for my question. It's amazing. Let's take some questions from our viewers, please.
Yeah.
Sir, if you don't mind, it might take a little bit longer because you have a
No problems. No problems.
Thank you, sir.
I have no problem. Ask any number of questions. For me, this is more important than Trump plus Modi. The poorest, see, I've always felt, this is my conviction, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. Today, the chain of India is, the weakest link is Manipur. It's not Assam. It is not Kashmir. It is not, Chicken's Neck, Siliguri corridor or Aknur bridge. No, they are not weak. They're very strong. Our weakest link is Manipur. We have to strengthen it. It is our duty as Indians to strengthen that link. And we have to help everyone in the chain to, strengthen that link. Mr. Modi can't do everything. He is not, wo kya hai wo. He can't be everywhere. He can give broad directions. He's a prime minister. Let him do his job. Let's do our job. Yeah. Sorry.
Mangat Ranga wants to know, can we have the question, please? Namaskar. People like yourself are experienced in security, conflict management, and resolution. Has the government of India sought inputs from you? Wouldn't it be a good idea too if they have not?
Oh, yeah, they have. There are others. It's not only I. Look, it's not only I. There are many people like me who have served there. People who are emotionally attached to that place. I am emotionally attached to that place. In fact, let me tell you, just today evening, I got an invitation to go there and speak. I said, sir, please come, address a seminar, officers, everyone. It's supposed to be on 7th March. Unfortunately, on 7th March, I have another event. I can't go there to the Northeast. I would love to go. I told that officer, my heart is there. I can't go there physically, so I'll come some other time. So there are many more people like me who are better than me. I'm not this thing. There are people who are involved in that whole story. The government is consulting them. But so far, the government has been constrained because of the situation there, the political situation. I think now the government is very clear. You look at the present governor of, Manipur. He is himself one of my categories. He's got this background. He's a home secretary. Look at the governor of Mizoram. He's been the chief of army staff. I briefed him. I was a small brigadier. He was the chief of army staff. He said, yeah, Shankar, what's happening here? He is there. I'm sure he knows. And I'm sure both of these gentlemen will get together, people like me, to talk. That's happening. I'm not guessing. It's the political atmosphere which has been vitiated. That needs to be diluted. Yeah.
Next question, please. Govinda Guru wants to know, sir, how do you see the new development in Russia-Ukraine war? Drone attack on Chernobyl, will the war stop?
Yeah, Govinda Guru, yesterday I did this end game in Ukraine with Colonel Ajay Singh, who's written 3 books on Ukraine war. Have a look at that video and then come back to me.
Next one, please. Shriti.
Yeah, and this is for everyone. Everyone who wants to know about Ukraine war, Yesterday's video. Everyone who wants to know about the Gaza war, I did this just 2-3 days back with a panel of people, including like General Satish Dua. Incidentally, General Satish Dua went to Israel for 1 week. 1 week. He went to every place where there was action, including all the sites where October 7th, Hamas attacked. He went to the kibbutz, everything. And he spoke. Then after he spoke for about 10 minutes. So after that, I told him, I said, I want you to speak 1 hour on your experience in Israel. You spent 1 week seeing the Wailing Wall and Hamas and Gaza Strip and meeting people who've been captured, whose parents have been kept as hostages. He's met people hostages who come back, all that. So on Monday, 17th, he's going to speak on this. Those of you who are interested, join in Ghana Shot, 8:30 in the evening. I've already put the thing out, and I will give the link to you also, Sree.
Thank you, sir.
What I've told him is a photo narration. I said, I don't want solutions. Give me the feelings, what happened there. He'll tell you, come join in. Yeah.
Shritik Kothari wants to know, sir, we can all agree that perhaps Mr. Biren Singh didn't handle the situation properly, but is it correct to blame the whole situation on him? There are many hands, including US and China, stirring the pot.
Yeah, देखो चाइना यूएस वगैरह स्टर करेगा. तुम्हारे घर में तुम हो, you want others to allow the stir the pot for you. Why do you want to blame others? US, China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Manipur. I can list 190 countries or 191 countries who are fiddling in Manipur. But there's one individual who fiddled Manipur, you don't want to listen. Okay, let me ask you a simpler question. Aren't US and China active in Bengal or Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh or Kashmir or all those places? They are, isn't it? Why doesn't it happen there? All this nonsense. Have you thought of it? Before you blame others. Why doesn't it happen in Assam? Why doesn't this happen in Mizoram next door? Why is it happening only in Manipur? You see, you've given them an opportunity. If you give an outsider an opportunity, he'll take it. It's something like this. I am a fool. I am not bothered about the security of my house. So I leave it open. Why? You think I'm a dada and I'll do what I want, no one will enter. That chore outside will do everything. You kept everything open. Your security is down. Your brain is faded. And it's fed with all wrong kinds of information. He'll do everything. So that's what has happened.
Next one, please. Krishnamurthy wants to know, sir, why General VK Singh is not the governor of Manipur, where he's given his background, he could be very effective. Don't you think his services are not used in Mizoram?
There must be a plan to this. Both are sensitive places. Manipur needs a more home kind of an approach, and Mizoram needs a defensive approach. More than this, I'll not talk.
Krishna wants to know, sir, are land and taxes only things for contention among the tribes on a fundamental level? Can the tribes find something to complement each other?
Oh yeah, they have look, you don't have to tell them. They've always complemented on drug trade. Incidentally, they have a lot of complementarity when it comes to illegal activities, when it suited them. Why can't you change that complementarity to normal life? So one chap used to grow poppy, the other chap used to smuggle it. Same tribes. They were making money off each other, or rather with each other, or in conjunction with each other. So it is not as if they don't know. They know. They're all wrong. See, the fundamental problem is political in nature. Vote bank politics. Greed for power. That's all.
Next one, please. Thank you, Arvind, for your membership.
Thanks a lot.
Suresh Kumar wants to know, Namaskar, sir. What is the influence of the missionaries have in Manipur and are they fueling the separatist aspirations of cookies and other tribes?
Yeah, this is a common thing. You get a lot of a Panditji or a Maulvi or a missionary who's got religion only in his head. The rest is all secondary in life. And give him a leeway. He'll play havoc with you. Why are you blaming only missionaries? Why don't you blame the Hindu Pandits who gone there? Why don't you blame the Muslims who are there? Incidentally, there are Muslims also there. They're called Pangals. That's why I said this question itself is loaded. This is the kind of a question which is the worst to ask. Why? Because your thinking now is still religious. Get that out if you want that state back. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Look,
Next one, please.
when you have a serious problem and you go to a doctor and you have a wound which is infected, what does he give you? He's got two choices. First, he'll give you an antibiotic. If it cures, fine. Second, he'll chop that hand off. You come to the stage of antibiotics. Antibiotics. For antibiotics, you have to live a life for those antibiotics to, act. You need cleanliness, disinfection, nice bandage, regular food, diet, all that. Same thing you have to enforce here. And what is the infection? Infection is religion. Yeah.
Next one, please. Sam Keating wants to know what made groups like the Arambai Tengol radicalize ladies to go to the extent of mobbing army vehicles and freeing militants. Also, do you feel army should be nodal agency in crises for uniformity?
There's no doubt about it. What made Arambai Tengol and Meeti Lipun and all these ladies, they're not radicalized. They're all misguided. I wouldn't say radicalized is the word for them. They're all ethnically fueled. Okay. Hypercharged. Like hypersonic missiles. So this is all politics. Completely politics. Just vote bank politics, power politics, greed. Nothing else.
Next one, please. Chirantan Saha wants to know, sir, earlier people used to say India's northeast problem is due to lack of development, but now there's a lot of development, but the problem still exists. The problem ethnic or religious or economic. Chirantan, we have touched upon this throughout this talk. I think we can skip this one. We have talked quite a bit. Akash Krishnan Talani wants to know, sir, the 5th and 6th schedules are interesting. Probably a delimitation along tribe-specific lines would give all of them space to live and resources to protect their turf. Can it be done?
It's a very difficult task in Manipur. Why? There's a reason why the 5th schedule and the 6th schedule could never be implemented. Because Manipur, in other places, the tribal areas were fixed and all that. Especially in Assam. Next door. Assam is next door after all. This place is, Manipur is around, I wouldn't say surrounded. One side of Manipur is Assam. North is, of course, Nagaland. South is Mizoram. And east is Myanmar. On the west is Assam, the North Kachar Hills, which is Dima Hasao district, and Kachar district. The Kachar district also has tribes, it has non-tribal areas also. They're all delineated as per the 6th schedule. And as per the 6th schedule, it's very clear as to who's what, everything. I wouldn't say delineated on ground to the boundary, but everyone knows generally which is the area. By custom, tribal custom. Because Manipur was a kingdom, Manipur had a cultural heritage or a history which is a little different. Because Metis were the rulers at some point of time, this 5th or the 6th schedule could not be implemented. Never enforced. But I think it's time we enforce something of this kind. I may be wrong in many of what my formulation is. I'm prepared to be wrong. Let me put it that I'm prepared to be wrong. Unlike people in that state who are not prepared to admit that they are wrong. I'm prepared to be wrong. If someone says, look, Old man, you don't know what you're talking. I'm say, fine, yeah, it's okay. At least you talk sense then. Okay,
Next
so
one.
this is, yeah.
Vishwanathan wants to know, the government cannot only be blamed as the entire Northeast is very sensitive to the tribal aspirations. Ironically, several groups seem to be more accommodative to Bangla infiltration.
Yeah, Bangla
Communities were
migration.
given the option for tribal status initially but did not accept it then.
Yeah, these are all history. I mean, I agree with you, Vishwanathan. Any situation, there's always a history. There are always opportunities missed and gone, everything. I mean, day before yesterday only, I was doing this thing on Gwadar. Gwadar was offered to India, we didn't take it. If we had had Gwadar, that Chinese port would have been ours. So there are so many things, ifs and buts of history. But look forward to that. What is the plan ahead? That's the point. There's no point sitting behind. Yeah.
That brings us to a close of today's program. Thank you so much, General Ravi Shankar. A fresh look at a problem that has been around. See, this is what basically this particular conversation episode hangout is back to basics in terms of thinking. How do you do this now? Because there is a new set of rules. At least let's try to do the right things to start with. So thank you so much, General Ravi Shankar. The wealth of your experience in dealing with these areas is invaluable. And I'm sure many people are listening. There are things that they can take from here and see how they can implement it on the ground. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.